Happy Friday to everyone. Today we're going to be spending a little bit of time in the kitchen. So last night I decided to pull out the tomatoes that I had in the freezer. I've been putting them in the freezer and freezing them, waiting for the rest of the tomatoes that I can get ripe so I can process or can all my tomato sauce at one time. But I ran out of room in the freezer, and I had a pretty big bag on the counter yesterday of tomatoes that needed to go in to the freezer but didn't have enough room. What I did was I took those two bags out of the freezer, and then last night I put another bag in the freezer so they could freeze, and then I took them out this morning, and that's what I have in this great big giant pot right here. It's nothing but tomatoes. So I'm going to be using this food meal. No, this is not sponsored. I'm going to be using this food meal that my awesome husband got me to process the tomatoes. Cook that and reduce that down, and then what I'll do is throw that into some freezer bags, gallon freezer bags, and it'll take up a lot less room in the freezer, and wherever else I'm getting out of the garden, I'll have room to put in the freezer, and then once I have all my tomatoes done out of the garden, then I can can tomato sauce. And I also want to say thank you so much to our subscribers. We really appreciate you guys. We love it when you guys comment. We love reading the comments. We love replying. Some of you have great advice on stuff and some great tips. So please leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe while you're watching. Share our videos. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers. That would be awesome. 1,000 subscribers would be cool. Alright, so let's get busy with this. I'm going to read the instructions to see how to work this food meal. Few drops, right? Yeah, a few drops. I'm doing it all over. Oh, that's more than a few drops. Slide the drive shaft clip and drive shaft O-ring seal over the back end of the pre-assembled drive shaft figure A. Insert the green gasket into the large end of the screen, making sure the gasket is under the thumb screw. What? Okay. Wow, that's pretty solid. That's amazing. Okay, so next step. Holy smokes. Okay, so now slide the handle into the tomato press and sauce maker, making sure to align the slots in the drive shaft to the tabs of the handle. Okie dokie. Okay, so I'm supposed to remove the stems, and you're supposed to cut them in quarters and then start feeding them through. So we'll do that now. If you don't have the food meal and you still have to peel your tomatoes, after you freeze them and thaw them out, they're very easy to peel. Look at that. Don't have to blanch them. Just let them thaw out. And this one's not even thawed all the way. Once they start thawing out, the skin just starts falling right off. Nice. First thoughts on this thing. Section cup. It doesn't work very good. It's jammed on me twice. Alright, well you can't see it, but the spiral thing in there to do the work is just plastic. And I would think that a metal one would work better. So I was trying to unjam it and the suction cup came undone. So I'm going to try to get that back down on the counter so I can try to unjam it. I don't have very many tomatoes left. It's a little more than halfway full. So after we cook that down and reduce it and thicken it up, maybe, and this is the funny part, there might be 2 quarts. On my video of me fixing the hoop house, look, it's still standing. Someone commented all that work for 2 or 3 quarts of tomato sauce, and I didn't think about it that way. Okay, so I did think that was really funny. I'm doing all this work for 2 or 3 quarts of tomato sauce. But on the other hand, I've got to look at it this way. I'm learning how to garden. So because of the cold weather that we're getting early this year and the freezing temperatures, and trying to do whatever I can to save our tomato plants and the rest of the tomatoes, or at least a lot of them. I know I'm not going to be able to save them all, but at least get as much out of it as I can. Then it's a learning experience for me. You know, putting up the hoop house. Putting it up once with Stuart's help, and then having to fix it, so actually we put it up twice, except for the PVC pipes. And then putting the roll covers on, you know, so trying to do all this stuff and trying to learn how to do it and figure it out, you know, doing stuff like this extends our growing season. If we didn't have the cold weather that we have right now, the tomato production would have been a lot better. But it is what it is. So I just thought that was really funny. So we'll cook this down until it thickens up, and then we'll see how much we end up with. It could just be 1 quart. One thing I forgot to mention, I am not going to season this at all because I don't want to use it just for spaghetti sauce. I might want to use it for other recipes, so if I want to use it for a spaghetti sauce, I'll doctor it up at that time. But you can see how runny it is. We'll see what it looks like after it's reduced down and cooked off a little bit. That's pretty runny. It's looking good. I think it's about ready to shut off. Might keep it on another half hour. Let it cool off and put it in freezer bags to throw back in the freezer for canning. Awesome. Thank you everyone for watching. Please give us a big thumbs up, comment and subscribe. Have a great weekend. Bye.